Good morning, everyone. I'm Kaylee Giamora, the press secretary for Emmy Schwab. Emily Rose Schwab, known as Emmy to her friends, is representing the prosperous, positive, peaceful party. Her hometown of Cheshire, Connecticut is where she still resides today with her 3 children and husband Jack. Growing up in a single-parent household with very little financial comfort, Emmy learned a good work ethic from a young age. She graduated first in her high school class and went on to attend Yale University and Georgetown Law School. Emmy soon worked her way up in Washington and became a highly esteemed defense lawyer. Her most notable cases including fights against the discrimination of African Americans, rape victims, and wrongfully convicted minors. Today, Emmy represents the PQ party in an election race for the 5th District Congressional Representative.
Happy Friday, everyone. My name is Emmy Schwab, and I want to be your next representative for the 5th Congressional District. Thank you for taking the time to come out here today. I want to discuss a few things in order to help you make the right choice in this upcoming election, and I hope that I can be the answer to your needs. Over the past year, I have traveled all over Connecticut, talking to residents about what they feel needs the most significant change. And I have come to 3 conclusions. Number 1 is that things need to change, and they need to change quickly. Number 2 is that I relate to the majority of these issues on a personal level, as I have been a Connecticut resident most of my life. And most importantly, number 3, is that the people of Connecticut are a kind, caring group who are simply looking for a betterment of the community. We need change. We have gone on for too long where people of different race, of a different color, of a different sexual orientation, and of different beliefs are being discriminated against. We have gone on for too long where the top 1% does only what benefits them, while the rest of us suffer. We have gone on for too long where immigrants have to live in fear of being deported just because they do not have the proper documentation. We have gone on for too long where a mentally unstable individual can kill innocent children at school because of how easy it is to buy a gun. It needs to stop. We need reform. And I plan to bring that reform if I am given the opportunity to represent our district in DC. Being a woman, I believe that the mother, not the government, should have the choice to terminate a pregnancy. Being the daughter of someone who is often unemployed, I believe that everyone should have access to free health care and that there should be leeway for temporary job loss. Being a mother, I believe that my children should be able to attend any college they choose without having to worry about drowning in student loans. Being a military wife, I believe that it is extremely important to bring our soldiers home, but while at the same time keeping our beloved country safe. And being a middle-class taxpayer, I believe that the wealthy should not be able to use tax breaks to avoid paying what the rest of the country does. I'm not just looking to do a great job. I'm not just looking to fill a seat in DC. I'm looking to bring about much-needed change. I'm looking to cut taxes for the middle working class because I know how hard it is to provide for your family. I'm looking to tighten gun control laws because I know that sending your kids to school when anyone can buy a firearm is terrifying. And I am looking to encourage the use of solar panels and other alternative energy sources on homes and buildings because I know that you want the earth to still be in one piece for our future generations. I'm not going to stand up here and bash my other opponents. Both of them are qualified, intelligent, and hardworking individuals, and either would do a sufficient job at representing the district. However, I have confidence in saying that if you are looking for attainable, logical, and effective change, I am the most qualified person to represent these needs. I understand the people of Connecticut better than any of my opponents. I not only know what we need to do to bring about change, but I know the steps that we need to take in order to achieve it. Do you want a better life for tomorrow? For your children? For your children's children? Do you care about a safer country? A happier country? A more prosperous country? Do you want your personal needs to be represented? For your voice to be heard? If you have answered yes to these questions, then I can assure you that I will use my power as representative to meet these demands. Let's make the right choice this election season. I hope that you consider voting for me, Emmy Schwab, to represent your needs in Congress. Thank you. The floor is now open to questions.
You say that you do not want to place restrictions on businesses to protect the environment, but how do you plan to encourage environmentally friendly behaviors rather than the cheaper but unsafe options in large businesses? Also, you did not mention any fracking, which is proven proving to be a detrimental environmental danger in your platform. Do you feel there should be restrictions on fracking?
Thank you for that question. So first, to address the first part, we do not want to place heavy restrictions on businesses because they can often waste the money that they could be environmentally friendly at lower costs. And those companies who are environmentally friendly will receive benefits from the government to entice them to continue to do so. And one of the main positions of the PQ Party is that we want to create a more prosperous, peaceful, and positive country. And one of the biggest ways we can achieve this is making the United States more environmentally friendly. Although fracking has helped the United States move into an energy revolution and has given us the ability to tap oil and natural gas reserves that were previously unreachable, it is also very controversial. Environmentalists say that getting rid of tremendous amounts of water can contaminate the ground and cause small earthquakes. To avoid this issue altogether, the PQ Party proposes the use of solar panels, as well as other renewable energy sources such as wind turbines on private homes, buildings, and businesses. I understand there's a large upfront cost which can turn people away, and it seems impossible to convert the entire country to renewable energy. But I believe that doing a little bit at a time can really help. And even having a small percentage of people using renewable energy is a step in the right direction. Nick?
Regarding your medical care policy, you stated one should not be eligible for free health care if he or she is unemployed. How does this relate to those incapable due to disability or medical restrictions?
So when I said that an unemployed individual should not be eligible for free health care, I said that this is because it is not fair for hardworking tax-paying Americans who will have to absorb these costs. However, as is stated in my platform, people who are temporarily out of work will have 1 year to get a new job before their health care is taken away, so they have plenty of leeway time. And as for long-term disabilities and medical restrictions, exceptions will be made when proof of inability to work is given and legitimized. This is a different scenario than originally outlined by our platform, which entails being put out of work with a voluntary option to return. These cases will be handled case to case by the companies, and someone who has no possible way of returning to work for long term will not be denied health care.
Maddie, you encourage not raising the minimum wage in your platform. How do you address the economic instability of many who live under the poverty line because of the full-time minimum wage is not enough to live off of?
Thank you for addressing this topic. We believe that simply raising the minimum wage will not improve the economy. If the wages of those workers were increased, prices would also increase, and the percent of living under the poverty line would stay stagnant. We believe that the minimum wage should be kept constant with the economy. A minimum wage comes with a job that requires minimal skills. By making higher level education more widely available and attainable, if you read my education platform, people who have previously only been able to hold a minimal job will have the opportunity to pursue a job with a higher salary. In addition, we believe companies would be encouraged and enticed to raise the salary of workers who demonstrate good qualities and hard work. This would be done through government enticements or grants, encouraging a productive worker program rewarding these workers. Nick?
So, regarding your immigration policy, you stated that legal citizenship for immigrants should be more accessible and cheaper. Your argument for this was that families struggle paying this bill, and due to its price, would not apply for citizenship. Considering there has already been an alternative to use a credit card for purchasing this opportunity to apply for citizenship, how else would you make this process simpler?
Well, as stated in my platform, I propose lowering the cost of the citizenship paperwork, which is currently around $675. The government would absorb these expenses, and this money would be made back up in tax dollars, as there would be less illegal immigrants not paying taxes, and therefore more taxpayers. Now, my point in saying this is that there are many ways to make applying for citizenship cheaper, as well as more accessible, yet there are still 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. I think that we need to make these ways more known and show that we want to help anyone who is willing to apply for citizenship, as these people are terrified that if they come out as being undocumented, then they will be deported. Thank you. No further questions.